Assalamu alaikum friends. Today I am gonna tell you the story named Damon and Pythias. This story is in first year English book on unit 8. This story is about two friends sincere friendship named Damon and Pythias. In the beginning of the story, Pythias spoke out about King Cruellas. Then he cast to prison and the king decided to kill him after 2 weeks. But at the end he got saved because of his sincerity and true friendship. But before starting the story, subscribe the channel. It doesn't cost you anything but it encourages us for making more videos. Press like and hit the bell icon for more updates. Let's start the story. Long, long ago, there lived on the island of Sicily two young men named Damon and Pythias. They were known far and wide for the strong friendship each had for the other. The king of that country was a cruel tyrant. He made cruel laws, and he showed no mercy towards anyone who broke his laws. Well, the people did not dare rebel because they feared the king's great and powerful army. No one dared say a word against the king or his laws except Damon and Pythias, speaking against a new law the king had proclaimed. Soldier, oh dear, who are you that dare to speak so about our king? Pythias, unafraid. I am called Pythias, soldier. Do not you know it is a crime to speak against the king or his laws? You are under arrest. Come and tell this opinion of yours to the king's face. When Pythias was brought before the king, he showed no fear. He stood straight and quiet before the throne. King, hard, cruel. So, Pythias, they tell me you do not approve of my laws I make. Pythias, I am not alone, your majesty, in thinking your laws are cruel, but you rule the people with such an iron hand that they dare no complain. King, angry, but you have the daring to complain for them. Have they appointed you their champion? Pythias, no, your majesty, I speak for myself alone. I have no wish to make trouble for anyone, but I am not afraid to tell you that the people are suffering under your rule. They want to have a voice in making the laws for themselves. You do not allow them to speak up for themselves. King, in other words, you are calling me a tyrant. Well, you shall learn for yourself how a tyrant treats a rebel. Soldier, throw this man into prison. Soldier, at once, your majesty. Do not try to resist, Pythias. Pythias, I know better than to try to resist a soldier of the king. Pythias, and for how long am I to remain in prison, your majesty? King, cruel, not for very long, Pythias. 2 weeks from today at noon you shall be put to death in the public square as an example to anyone else who may dare to question my laws or acts. Up to prison with him, soldier. When Damon heard that his friend had been thrown into prison and about the severe punishment that was to follow, he was heartbroken. He rushed to the prison and persuaded the guard to let him speak to his friend. Damon, oh Pythias, how terrible to find you here. I wish I could do something to save you. Pythias, nothing can save me, Damon, my dear friend. I am prepared to die, but there is one thought that troubles me greatly. Damon, what is it? I will do anything to help you. Pythias, I am worried about what will happen to my mother and my sister when I am gone. Damon, I will take care of them, Pythias, as if they were my own mother and sister. Pythias, thank you, Damon. I have money to leave them, but there are other things I must arrange. If only I could go see them before I die. But they live 2 days' journey from here, you know. Damon, I will go to the king and beg him to give you your freedom for a few days. You will give your word to return at the end of that time. Everyone in Sicily knows you for a man who has never broken his word. Parthius, do you believe for one moment that the king would let me leave this prison, no matter how good my word may have been all my life? Damon, I will tell him that I shall take your place in the prison cell. I will tell him that if you do not return by the appointed time, he may kill me in your place. Parthius, no, no, Damon, you must not do such a foolish thing. I cannot, I will not let you do this, Damon. Damon, do not go. But Damon has gone. Damon, begging, Your Majesty, I beg of you, let Parthius go home for a few days to bid farewell to his mother and sister. He gives his word that he will return at your appointed time. Everyone knows that his word can be trusted. King, in ordinary business affairs perhaps, but he is now a man under sentence of death. Damon, to free him even for a few days would strain his honesty. King, any man honesty too far. Parthias would never return here. I consider him a traitor, but I am certain he is no fool. Damon, Your Majesty, I will take his place in the prison until he comes back. If he does not return, then you may take my life in his place. King, astonished, What did you say, Damon? Damon, I am so certain of Parthias that I am offering to die in his place if he fails to return on time. King, I cannot believe you mean it. Damon, I do mean it, Your Majesty. King, you make me very curious, Damon, so curious that I am willing to put you and Parthius to the test. This exchange of prisoners will be made, but Parthius must be back 2 weeks from today at noon. Damon, thank you, Your Majesty. King, the order with my official seal shall go by your own hand, Damon, but I warn you, if your friend does not return on time, you shall surely die in his place. I shall show no mercy. Parthius did not like the king's bargain with Damon. He did not like to leave his friend in prison with the chance that he might lose his life if something went wrong. But at last Damon persuaded him to leave and Parthius set out for his home. More than a week went by. The day set for the death sentence drew near. Parthius did not return. Everyone in the city knew of the condition on which the king had permitted Parthius to go home. Everywhere people met, the talk was sure to turn to the two friends. One person to other, Do you suppose Parthius will come back? The other person, Why should he stick his head under the king's axe once he has escaped? The first man, Well, there is still a few days' time. I am certain that Parthius will return in time. The second man, And I am just as certain that he will not come. Friendship is friendship, but a man's own life is something stronger. I say he will not come back. In this way, when people met with each other, they talk about Damon and Parthius. 2 days before the time was up, the king himself visited Damon in his prison cell. King, mocking, You see now, Damon, that you were a fool to make this bargain. Your friend has tricked you. He will not come back to be killed. He has deserted you. Damon, calm and calm. I have faith in my friend. I know he will return. King, mocking, We shall see. Meanwhile, when Parthius reached the home of his family, he arranged his business affairs so that his mother and sister would be able to live comfortably for the rest of their years. Then he said a last farewell to them before starting back to the city. Mother, in tears, Parthius, it will take you 2 days to get back Stay another day, I beg you. Pythias, I dare not stay longer, mother. Remember, Damon is locked up in my prison cell while I am gone. Please do not weep for me. My death may help bring better days for all of our people. So Pythias began his journey in plenty of time, but bad luck struck him on the very first day, at twilight. As he walked along a lonely stretch of woodland, a rough voice called, "Fast rubber! No so fast, dear young man, stop!" Pythias stopped. "Oh, what is it? What do you want?" Second rubber, "Your money bags." Pythias, "My money bags? I have only a small bag of coins. I shall need them for some favors, perhaps before I die." First rubber, "What do you mean before you die? We do not mean to kill you, only take your money." Pythias, "I will give you my money, only do not delay me any longer. I am to die by the king's order 3 days from now. If I do not return on time, my friend must die in my place." First rubber, "A likely story. What man would be fool enough to go back to prison ready to die?" Second rubber, "And what man would be fool enough to die for you?" First rubber, "We will take your money all right, and we will tie you up while we get away." Pythias, begging, "No, no, I must get back to free my friend. I must go back." But the two robbers took Pythias' money, tied him to a tree, and went off as fast as they could. Pythias struggled to free himself. He cried out for a long time, but no one travelled through that lonesome woodland after dark. The sun had been up for many hours before he finally managed to free himself from the ropes that had tied him to the tree. He lay on the ground, hardly able to breathe. After a while, Pythias got his feet weak and dizzy from hunger and thirst, and he struggled to free himself. He sat up again. Day and night he travelled without stopping, desperately trying to reach the city in time to save Damon's life. On the last day, half an hour before noon, Damon's hands were tied behind his back, and he was taken into the public square. The people muttered angrily as Damon was led in by the jailer. Then the king entered and seated himself on a high platform. There were a lot of people. Crowd voices in and hold under single voices. Soldier, loud, "Long live the king." First voice, low, "The longer he lives, the more miserable our lives will be." King, loud, mocking, "Well, Damon, your lifetime is nearly up. Where is your good friend Pythias now?" Damon, calm, "I have faith in my friend. If he is not returned, I am certain it is through no fault of his own." King, mocking, "The sun is almost overhead, the shadow is almost at the noon mark, and still your friend has not returned to give back your life." Damon, quietly, "I am ready and happy to die in his place." King, harsh, "And you shall die, Damon." Sound. Crowd voices up to a roar. First voice, "Look, it is Pythias." Second voice, "Pythias has come back." Pythias, breathless, "Let me through, Damon." Damon, "Pythias." Pythias, "Thanks the God I am not too late." Damon, quite sincere, "I would have died for you gladly, my friend." Crowd voices, loud, demanding, "Set them free, set them both free." King, happy, "Pythias, what made you take so long? A bit more delay and your friend would have been executed." Pythias, "Your Majesty, I would have been here in the morning, but for those two robbers." King, alert. Robbers? What robbers? Pathias, two robbers intercepted me last evening on my way. They took the money back from me and tied me up to a tree, despite my begging to let me go. King, oh, how did you manage to untie yourself? Pathias, Your Majesty, I struggled the whole night to untie myself. Luckily, one knot got loosened and I was able to untie it. King, I shall see to it that those robbers are caught and punished. They nearly killed an innocent man. Crowd voices loud demanding, set them free, set them both free. King loud, people of the city, never in all my life have I seen faith and friendship, such loyalty between men. There are many among you who call me harsh and cruel, but I cannot kill any man who proves such strong and true friendship for another. Damon and Pythias, I set you both free. I am king, I command a great army, I have stores of gold and precious jewels, but I would give all my wealth and power for one friends like Damon and Pythias. In this way, the king set both of them free. From this story, we get to the conclusion. If persons show such loyalty and true friendship to each other and are true in their words, they can win other hearts. In this story, the king set free both of them because of their fulfilling the words and true friendship. Thanks for watching.